What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got some Destiny Hero action for you guys to check out since we are about a couple of weeks away from the Dark Neostorm sneak peek. I feel like it's a very good time to give you guys a little taste of what you could be seeing at your next regional event. I think the deck is actually pretty legitimate. This build in particular is not it's not similar to the last time that I showed Destiny Heroes on this channel. That one was basically like DDT and Carnage. This one actually uses a couple of old school GX cards that you probably have not seen in a very long time, if actually ever. And you know, the new fusion monster, the new the Destiny Hero Decimate guy, this guy kind of makes everything live. Like, it makes a lot of the old school D heroes really good. Obviously Disc Commander, but some of the other ones as well. So let's go ahead and roll this. First duel is against Endymion, which are set to be released in just a few days. He's gonna go for that draw guy. This was not a good use of Ash Blossom. I mean, draw guy lets both players draw. Why would you? I don't get why you would use Ash on that, especially if your opponent has Fusion Destiny. This card is bonkers. I would always save my Ash Blossom for Fusion Destiny if I'm dueling against Destiny heroes. If they don't have it, whatever. It kind of feels like Cyber Dragons. You always want to save the Ash for the machine dupe, but you know, it is what it is. He does get another Ash, so you know, I guess that shut me up. He's like, Cap, I knew I had Ash on top of my deck, bro. It ain't nothing. Anyways, he's gonna summon Sorcerer Supreme. He is going to attack it to the Destiny Hero Link monster. No thing. This is where like Destiny Heroes just make all of their advantage. The Decimate guy dies during the end phase because of Fusion Destiny. Now you get to summon back 3 Destiny Hero monsters, and he's actually playing Dreadmaster. This is the card that is going to do a lot of work throughout these duels. This card was largely unplayable during the GX era, but now that you can just, you know, basically dump it in your graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard off of the effect of Decimate guy, it's actually not that bad. He's of course going to draw 2 cards because of Disc Commander, but his opponent is going to counter. This was actually a sit counter, right? So he's using the Pendulum Hand Trap, the Mythical Beast Garuda. This is the one where if your opponent special summons, you special summon this guy, and then you bounce all the monsters they special summon. That's fine, but the problem is, look how many cards he has in his hand at this point. Like, that's not going to stop Destiny Heroes when they have like 8 cards in their hand. He is probably going to be able to use Polymerization and simply Fusion the old-fashioned way without the copy of Fusion Destiny. He's going to run over Sorcerer Supreme. That means he gets to draw a card. Now he's going for Vision Hero Valiant. To me, that is worth using Ash Blossom on because that can send, like, you know, Malicious to the graveyard, and who wants to deal with that? He actually did send Malicious to the graveyard, so that's pretty much expected. He's going to banish his Disc Commander. I don't know why. It's a hard once per duel. I think that he just wanted to get some spell counters on his cards. That's the only reason I can think of doing that, because Disc Commander, once you use it the first time, its utility is basically used up. Konami did errata it to be a hard once per duel, but you can see Decimate guy on field. He is just that big beat stick, and I think that he is going to try to stack a deck here. His opponent did summon Jackal from the deck. Jackal is like, it's good, but it's not super good in this matchup. He actually is going to summon Dogma, another card again that I always largely considered unplayable in Destiny Heroes, but now it's actually because of, you know, Decimate guy. It's actually not that difficult to get. Once this card, you know, this is the one that basically can half your opponent's life points. So I mean, he was at 68, but he ain't at 68 no more. He's at 34, so now he's in the danger zone. He's gonna draw a card. Well, they're both gonna draw a card off draw guy, and now the one thing that Destiny Heroes don't really have is that kind of stun card. So you can see that Endymions are not out of the duel. I think that this is where you gotta win the duel. If you're the Endymion player, you got 4 big ass monsters on field. You got your 3 negations. Like, you gotta win the duel now. But it just doesn't matter when your opponent is, you know, they can put that constant pressure on you. He got baited so hard here, right? So he activates Decimate guy's effect. His opponent says, I don't want you to stack my deck. I'm going to go ahead and negate that. The problem is, that lets him summon the monsters from the graveyard, and guess who's coming back? Dreadmaster's coming back, and look at this, 6,400 attack, but he's going to activate the effect of the Drill Dark, or excuse me, the Drill Guy. No, Drill Dark, I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking it was Drill Guy. That means he can special summon a Celestial from his hand. That puts the freaking, that puts the Dreadmaster at 8,000 attack, and he's able to just run over any of his opponent's monsters and essentially just one shot him there. So he actually should have not not negated the Decimate guy. I think that, like, if you can deal with Decimate guy without actually destroying it in battle or with card effects. You just have to, because that card gives Destiny Heroes way too much utility. Next up, we have a duel against Magical Musketeers, a deck that had better be getting Magical Musketeer Max in Dark Neostorm. Konami, you better put this card in this set, because I want to play this deck. And I mean, I think that Musketeers should have an advantage, because they do have ways of actually being able to like disrupt the graveyard. They have the Dancing Needle that can, you know, kind of be like a DD Crow and Crack. I think it can banish 3 cards. Let's see. I think that's it right there. Dancing Needle in his opponent's opening hand. Plus, I just like the way, like, look at this, right? He just normal summons Doc. He goes straight into Max. Like, look how easy it is to just fill your hand up with, you know, Magical Musketeers because of their Link Monster. Now, you do need to find a way to win. I don't think some of these new cards, like the Bloody Crown, I don't think you actually need to run those. I mean, it's okay, but kind of feel like I'd rather just run other cards, maybe Solemns or something like that. Doc is going to be used, or he used Doc's effect. His opponent did try to stop the Doc effect with Called by the Grave, but he actually negated that. And this is where, you know, you got to use your cards defensively. Death Parado is going to pop the Drill Dart. His opponent activates Poly. He's going to negate that. Unfortunate. He has a second copy of Poly, so that was, couldn't predict that one. He's going to use Cross Domination, and that's, it's unfortunate because he's going to kill Decimate Guy, and we've seen if you kill Decimate Guy, you're basically just helping the Destiny Hero player. He gets to summon 3 monsters back from the graveyard. From there, you can usually, like, fill up your hand, especially if you have Disc Commander. But he drew Fusion Destiny, which was, like, the perfect draw off of that, because Fusion Destiny is the card that, you know, gets them the advantage. So he's going to go ahead and try to summon his Decimate Guy back. His opponent is going to use that Needle to basically stop all the cards from being summoned, or he's going to banish them all, but it doesn't matter. He activates Fusion Destiny and gets a second one. At this point, the Magical Musketeer player has probably mismanaged a lot of his resources. He's out of cards, but he can try to get a couple more by going into Max. And that's the reason I kind of like Magical Musketeers. They refill their hand up pretty easily. He is going to use some of his removal here, but once again, he does the same thing. He attacks into Decimate Guy. He gets battle damage, but it's not worth it in my opinion, because your opponent gets 3 monsters, including their, you know, including some draws. And he drew the Regeki, so you pretty much know that this is a wrap. Once he uses that Regeki, his opponent is probably going to he's probably going to get right to. He's going to go for Fusion Destiny first, summoning all his monsters. Look at the attack of the Dreadmaster just progressively going up, by the way. This thing started not nearly this strong, and now it's almost 8,000 attack. He's going to use that Regeki probably last. 9,300 attack Dreadmaster, get one shot. That is that's unfortunate right there. Yeah, I feel like you can't kill Decimate Guy, because if you give your opponent that draw, if you give that opponent the draw guy effect, or if you give them the Disc Commander effect, you don't know what power cards that they might actually be able to draw. Final duel is against Blue Eyes Danger. He's running Chaos Max and some other weird stuff, and honestly, he's going to troll a little bit in this duel. You guys will see exactly what I mean in a second. Activates Melody of the Awakening Dragon, pops his opponent's face down. That's not the troll part. That's all just perfectly fine. I think popping the Decimate Guy with the, you know, copy of Bigfoot, that's a little questionable, because, you know, you let your opponent draw 3 cards, basically. You get the draw card as well, but he drew Regeki again, so, you know, the Luxac Regeki is fine. This is where I think that he's trolling, because you can see he has Chaos Max. His opponent has a Disc Commander on the field. If you attack, you're doing, what, like 700 damage, or you're doing a lot of damage. That's all you need to know. No, you do double damage when you attack the monster. It's over 7,000. I don't understand why that isn't your primary win condition here. Is thinking, man, my opponent gave me a little small monster to attack over with my Chaos Max. I'm going to one-shot this guy, or at least if I'm not going to one-shot him, I'm going to come close. He is going to pop off here with the Guard Dragon, so he's actually making a legitimate board out of this with the 3-Burst Dragon. He's going to go for, of course, the Agripane. He's going to get some Guard Dragons on board, try to fix his hand. He's going to get some really strong plays, but he is just going to make that one big mistake, and it is pretty much right here. He uses Chaos Max to attack over Gamma. So, like, what on earth are you doing? That is legit troll. If you would have simply used Hope Harbinger to attack over this, it would have been the same result, but he would have gotten so much. I think he actually just wins, doesn't he? Like, he would have been able to just simply win the duel. He could have just attacked over it, and I don't know, man. He should have been trying to go for that double battle damage, but he doesn't go for that, and it's fine. His opponent is going to summon Destiny Hero Plasma, another really big monster that you probably don't see that much. Now, the thing is, I've always thought Plasma was good. Plasma did actually see a little bit of play during the GX era, so this card wasn't bad. Dogma and Dreadmaster, they didn't really see any play, just in like the anime. Now he's free to use the Regeki because he actually negated all his opponent's face-up monsters, but he's like, Cap, I want to win in style. I want to win with, you know, the Dreadmaster. Well, he's not going to be able to win here. He's going to be able to do some damage. Don't worry, next turn, Dreadmaster is going to be coming out. His opponent is going to summon Alternative back. He attacks in the Decimate guy for, I don't know why. I mean, I guess if he felt like it was his only play, all that does is just bring back even more monsters. And you can see Dreadmaster, 5,100 attack, 6,700 attack. I think he's going to get it over 9,000. Shout outs to Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, all he has to do is make his D heroes have more attack. Usually they'll go into the D hero Link monster and bring out the fusions. 8,400 attack, but not quite over 10,000. Okay, I was wrong about 9,000. Over 10,000 attack, and he's able to just easily clear a Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. So you can see that even the old school D-Hero monsters, the ones that historically were not really that good, like Dreadmaster and Dogma, are actually quite playable now, because a lot of people just seem to not really know how to deal with Decimate guy. They end up killing it. You get 3 monsters back from your graveyard. You usually get to draw a bunch of cards in the process, and you make a ton of advantage. So let's pause for one quick second and check the deck out. Alright, here's what the deck looks like on paper, as you guys might expect. Some of the cards like Drill Dark and Draw Guy, those are just going to be basic like staples at 3. And the new Destiny Hero builds, Diamond Dude just kind of ran at as one copy. Yes, there are a lot of normal spells that you could hit off Diamond Dude, like Fusion Destiny, Destiny Draw, something like Terraforming Reinforce of the Army, etc. Good cards to hit off Diamond Dude, but it's not really the focus of this deck. One thing about Destiny Heroes is you do kind of have to run some of like the crappier Destiny Heroes, like Destiny Hero Dreamer, Decider. These cards are not necessarily good, but you do need to keep your Destiny Hero count like pretty, or you have to keep it pretty substantial. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to resolve Fusion Destiny. And keep in mind, when you do draw these cards, like there's a decent chance you're just going to de-draw them away for newer, better cards anyways. But you have to have a decent amount of Destiny Hero monsters. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to resolve this card. So, you know, just keep that in mind. This one runs Fusion Recycling Plan. It's kind of a slow card, but I mean, he is running Polymerization. Obviously, you guys saw in the duels that the point of this deck is the Fusion summon essentially every single turn. There was not a turn, for the most part, where he wasn't able to Fusion summon between either the effect of Fusion Destiny or Polymerization. So, as we get closer to Dark Neostorm, I'm interested to see what this deck can do.